I also want to change the shift of the conversation for a little bit today, because what I want to do is praise this chamber for doing the right thing, and we often don't hear that. But, you know, there is an old Chinese proverb, and we're all very familiar with it. Give a man a fish, and you feed him for a day. Teach a man to fish, and he'll eat for a lifetime. Well, I rise today with great enthusiasm to share with my colleagues some very exciting news from the 14th District. Yesterday, the Detroit News, as well as the Chicago Tribune, reported that Los Angeles-based Newcastle Entertainment Company is partnering with Parallax Production Studios, a Southfield, Michigan-based motion picture production and post-production facility, for a 2-year, $60 million partnership in the filming and editing of up to 24 feature films. Now, we all know Southfield is a great, wonderful city, but this partnership would never have occurred if it were not for the hard work that we did in this chamber by passing the Michigan Film Incentives. In fact, over 71 productions have occurred since enacting the incentives, with 35 of which having officially been completed by the end of 2008. Now, I think that nobody can debate the success of these incentives. In July of 2008, let me back up just for a second. I want to put this in perspective. We have two neighbors to the south that either have or are attempting to court the film industry. Now, in July of 2008, last summer, Indiana, and we're always hearing how great Indiana is, they enacted a 15% refundable credit capped at $5 million, I'm not sure if that's right, $5 million total credit annually. By the end of the year, Indiana reported, are you ready? No change in film activity. Our other neighbor, Ohio, which is facing a $7.5 billion deficit over the next 2 fiscal years, is reportedly falling over itself to adopt any incentive package that could compete with our incentives. Even during their state's greatest budget crisis in history, many of Ohio's lawmakers see film incentives as a critical investment to diversify their economy. And that is the point of the film incentives. It is to diversify our economy. And for anyone to think that Hollywood would be the saving grace over our economic woes would simply be naive. However, several things that Hollywood is good at doing is acting quickly, investing heavily, and promoting globally. We are courting this industry to jar our state off its sole dependence on the auto industry. And who does this benefit the most? Small businesses. Does GM, Ford, Chrysler, or Delphi get anything from this? No. Unless you count Hollywood buying up some old plants or warehouses, they really get nothing out of this. Aside from being unemployed or downside laborers, these incentives are helping the local hotel owner, the party store owner, the restaurant owner. I truly feel that this is the type of aggressive measures that we need to take to accelerate the transition of our state's economy, as well as diversify the perception that Michigan is repeatedly being characterized as nothing more than a relic of 20th century heavy manufacturing. This is the time to continue to invest. This is the time to plant the seeds of tomorrow's industries and let them grow. Now, I can't speak for all of Michigan workers, but I can tell you that the workers of the 14th District are tired of being given a fish and eating for a day. The people of the 14th District are ready to go fishing. Thank you, Mr. President, and I request that my statement be recorded in the Journal.